Genie grind and watch him get rich, huh? Remember when I said I hit a lick, huh? I don't really wanna fuck the bitch, what? Willie went and made another hit, okay, like Prada on my motherfucking kid, huh? Louis on my motherfucking hip, huh? Curry how I dunk, no switch, hey, fucker gonna fuck that bitch, hey, if you ain't gon' fuck with me, you a dumb fuck, put up a hit but feel like one punch, look at my bank and I'm getting dumb rich, and I'm gonna count it up till 100,
I'm just gonna get right into it, because I am feeling this right now. Are you feeling it too? I feel it very hard. So, Deku continues his date on with Midnight. As he calls her now, Nemuri, as she allows him to. After all, their teamwork was pretty great at that time, at least she would like to say. He says that she barely did anything. However, she says, you were in a royal duel. What else to prove your gentlemanness in front of me? Come on. You were quite powerful. And also, gentleman. He's pretty cute, too. Now you've crossed the line. She's like, I know. But still, La Brava, I would love to teach her how to be a true lady to her man. And they both have quite the potential. Sounds like you're gonna love this more than me. You think so? As they continue their date, it goes on for the evening until the night. They enjoy their night quite a lot as they both enjoy a cup of both their favorite glasses of alcohol. However, Deku, being unable to drink alcohol himself, instead is actually Midnight actually specially orders a sippy cup just to throw it in his face a little bit more. Once they return home, Deku opens up the door as Midnight is, of course, going into her midnight days, which had happened to her when they first met in that first date that they had. Deku had now known, she was explaining as they walked through the door exactly what her quirk means, and specifically what it has evolved into. She has evolved her quirk to a better understanding of what he would consider an evolving quirk. Her quirk would continuously evolve no matter what she did, just by her living. Her daily using her quirk allowed her to understand it better and twist the idea of it. She had become the top hero because of this, and being able to twist her quirk around, give it new life, and the new light that he had been dawning on her life, the more that she had become, more prevalent in her life. She became, much more intrigued by her own quirk, by life itself, by him being there. It had given her a new meaning. It excited her, it made her change, and with that her quirk changed as well. He has changed her life as thus he has changed her quirk. Her quirk evolved to have physical properties, like being a solid mass. Now she can hit people with the cloud, or the cloud can lift them up and carry them different places. And especially getting a lightning sort of addition to it now that Deku's around. It's quite exciting things. However, it also is also developed in her life as well. It has evolved in the sort of lustful form in that she gets a lot more, not going to put it lightly, horny during the night. As it becomes, midnight, she gets a lot more, she becomes, a horny goddess. I'm not gonna lie. So right as he busts through the door, she's instantly, on him. And she explained this to him over dinner. However, he is still very, very confused on why exactly she can't hold herself back. And through her kissing him on the lips, he says, "Isn't there like some way that you can hold yourself back?" She's like, "No way." He's like, "Oh God." He's like, might as well accept it by this point. Isn't this what I wanted anyways? Then she drags him through the stairs all the way up into her bedroom, and she chucks him onto her bed. However, his feet hit something on the bottom of the bed. As then she jumps onto him and starts ripping off his clothes. All she hears is, "Why are you guys gonna wake me up? I told that butler dude to stop." Daddy? Oh my god, the kid's here. And then Midnight's like, "Oh fuck, what the hell is that thing?" As then the little 13-year-old gets up and is just like, "What's happening? Is that mommy? Daddy, can you please explain?" He says, "Why do you call me Daddy? Who the fuck are you?" Oh, that's right. She's the thing I fought on the mountain. The thing you fought on the mountain? You fought a 13-year-old? No. Okay, I explained it to you, didn't I? I fought that lightning bird thingy. And she says, "And this is it?" "Yeah, it turned into her after it was defeated." "What?" "I know, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now." She's like, "Well, I'm still happy that you're fine. After all, I did give you a good thrashing there. However, to whoever defeats me, I had to leave sort of a will behind. And this is it. I am your will. Although I acknowledge your power as the Lightning Lord, I see. Also, aren't you supposed to be 16? Yeesh. And Midnight, how exactly old would you say that you are?" Well, that's kind of rude to ask a woman how old she is, but actually I don't know how old. I'm being completely serious right now. I don't know how old Midnight is. Let's say 32. Yeah, she seems kind of young. 32. And that, like, she's like, the girl, is like, "Huh, Deku. I mean, Alawa, how exactly is that going to work? Actually, wait, Alawa, aren't you supposed to be, 16? I already asked you this, so why am I repeating it?" "Because you want to, reinforce your argument." "Because I want to reinforce my argument, of course, yes." "How the fuck?" And they're like, "How does a kid know that much language?" "It's obvious by this point. I'm not a kid, okay? I'm an ancient mythical being, okay? I'm a Thunderbird, for God's sakes, and I know when there's adultery going on here." He's like, no, kid. Look, I'm a Lawa. I'm almost 32 in my old life." And the 13-year-old's like, "Yeah, of course. Totally, kid." And he's like, "I'm not a kid. I'm older than you." It's like, "Oh, really? You're older than 2,000 years?" "What?" Wait a minute, you're 2,000 years old. How is that possible?" The kid's like, duh, I'm a mythical being." He's like, "But you were made by the relics." "I wasn't made by the relics, you idiot. I was made by my own mother and father. However, I made a will." "Yeah, I already got that part, kid." "I'm not a kid! Oh my god, you're so annoying. So, I'm just going to leave the room now. Do whatever you guys like to, because I don't want to be here while you're doing it. Bye, losers." As then she, walks out. Deku's he, sits onto the couch, and, Midnight's like, "Well, that killed my high." He's like, "You mean the whole Midnight status effect thing?" She's like, "Yeah. I just want to go to sleep now." And he's like, "Well, I guess we have a kid now." She's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to take her in. We don't have any other place to take her." She's like, "Fine, I've already raised enough kids. What is one more? As long as it's with you, I think I can take down anything. Even if it's just raising a kid." The next morning starts on a beautiful day. as it is the day of the actual, hero, what is it called? The students, leaderboard thingies. Deku gets going onto his leaderboard thingies as he wakes up from Midnight's bed. Her beauty in the sunlight is unmatched again. As he rushes off to the stadium, he goes out into the, gigantic alleyway as all the students are getting ready. And this surprise entry from Deku, as they had never actually seen him before in class, angers almost everybody. They're like, wait a minute, this kid isn't even supposed to be here. This is even a first for everybody. However, they had noticed the name under all of their new training laws had been somebody named Alawa. Midoriya. Sorry, he wants to go after his currently held name. So once they all learn that is, in fact, Izuku Midoriya, they're all like, holy shit, this is the guy that's been behind everything, And now everybody has this sort of hate towards him. They kind of don't see him as an equal. They sort of think of him as sort of the villain in their life by this point, because they've been going through hellish training since they started. Not the type of training you would give little kids. However, Bakugo walks up slowly behind him, putting his hand on Deku's shoulder. As Deku turns around, slightly, and then meets eye to eye with Bakugo once more. Bakugo's explosion mark from his left hand, from the left of his face, shows in the sunlight, as it looks exactly like the one that Fire and Ice Guy has. However, it's actually an explosion scar from overusing his quirk. Deku's like, oh, Bakugo. Midnight told me everything. I'm sorry I couldn't... No. Shut up, Deku. It's fine, okay? I just came here to say I wish you good luck. Really? You wishing me good luck? What happened? Where's the Bakugo I know? Don't you mean knowing love? Don't go too far, you old explosion something or another. Some sort of backhanded, nickname that he always gives him. Bakugo's like, yeah, shut up and don't mention it again. As he walks away, he's like, classic tsundere. So nice. And refreshing, actually. As then he looks, President Mike comes over the speakers and mentioning, oh yes, we have a special visitor today. Our very own Izuku Midoriya. As everybody's like, who is that? He's like, the guy who single-handedly almost took down All For One. They're all like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? As then rumors start to spread around about, who had defeated All For One. Finally, he had told, he had let it slip when in a discussion with Nezu that he had fought All For One. And we shall begin our recordings with a gigantic, minefield, and then all the different, stuff that they're gonna have to go up against. And he suspects that everybody will be doing great in this test, because especially Ida, he has his eyes on Ida. Deku looks up to the crowds and sees Midnight there, staring down at all the students in a joyful mood that day. However, she had, as he gets closer, sort of this overarching, hate for the event sort of comes over the crowd, as then they're like, that kid is coming over to us. So everybody starts to back up a little bit as he gets closer, because they're afraid of him. As then he comes in to Midnight, as she comes face to face with him, as she says, I had to deal with the kid this morning. He's like, oh, how did that go? She was pissing and moaning about what we did last night. However, I told her that nothing happened, and she said that I lied. She can feel when people are lying. However, I would say that her feelings are shot by this point. I knew deities aren't exactly on their A game these days, but goddamn, to send down a child that's barely even able to use line detection. Well, whatever. Would you like to wish me luck? You don't need it, you swagger bastard. Of course you wouldn't. As she pecks him on the cheek with a kiss in front of literally everybody. They're like appalled by this point. As then he walks back down to the line as all the rest of the students are like taken aback. Everybody's like, what the fuck was that? As Bakugo gets a little bit mad, you can tell, but he cools himself off. As then the little kid actually joins Midnight up in the stands. Deku starts readying himself for the next of this as he starts stretching a little bit as he starts to electrify his whole entire body. And then President Mike says, "Ready, set, go!" As everybody dashes, and then Deku dashes as fast as he can, immediately just dashing straight towards the end line, and just makes it there. And he's like, "Wait, where's Bakugo? Wait, where's anybody?" God damn it. As then he's like, really? Nobody is this powerful by this point? I swear to God, I put so much effort into making everybody, do different things to make them faster. First of all, the first best thing for a hero to get is agility, so that they would be able to save the game or whatever they need to do to save the day. Sheer power isn't going to get anybody anywhere. All right. Well, as it picks out a book from his backpack that he was wearing at the time. His sort of gas mask he puts on too, as just in case we get attacked, because there's a high likeliness of them being attacked today because of all the hero students being there. Deku takes out his book and his little pencil and stuff and rushes back into the action. He rushes right behind Bakugo, forcing Bakugo to get all jealous and shit and start to get threatened by Deku, charging ahead of him, and Bakugo bursts off as fast as he can. Being able to fly and do all this stuff now because he was being trained personally by Deku. Deku writes down in his notes about how much better Bakugo is than if he just regularly trained. He doesn't care much about Todoroki just yet because he didn't even know Todoroki existed. He checks around and sees Ida gulping down, turbo energy drinks. Even then, Bakugo's just an attacker. He's not able to defend himself so easily. And, hindered by having a whole entire team under his belt. He couldn't really do much. So at the end of that, all's done and well, comes up the next tournament thing. All the battles go the same. Ida's taken out. He doesn't really care much about winning anyways. Ida in this time is a lot less selfish, I would say. He's been dedicated to, learning engineering and is actually kind of happy with learning engineering. He finds it to be an honorable craft and be, generally a nice pastime, something to take his mind off, and is much more calmer this time, relatively at least. And, goes all the way up to the tournament, where Deku is now going to fight Bakugo. And this fight is going to have quite the explosive ending. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I'll see you guys sometime, somewhere. Goodbye.